Bedwars. If we go back exactly 9 years to 2017, that's the year Bedwars was released in the form we all know today. It was released on Hypixel, which was the biggest server at the time and remains well known even now. Bedwars wasn't just a minigame, it was the face of Minecraft. Every big creator played it. Today, however, the community stands divided and the original spark has vanished. To understand why Bedwars captured the hearts of millions, we have to look at what Minecraft multiplayer looked like back then. Before Bedwars, there were two biggest minigames at the time: survival games and UHC. But there was one big problem with those minigames. If you died once, you were out. Because of that, the games were stressful and punishing. But in Bedwars, as long as your bed is still standing, you can respawn. Thanks to that, the games weren't stressful and people actually enjoyed playing. But now you might ask, okay, you could respawn, and that's it. That made Bedwars so much better? No, because there's one more thing that made Bedwars stand out, and that was its easiness. UHC and survival games took a lot of time to master, and thanks to the big skill gap between the players, it was really hard to win. Also, they took a lot of time to understand. But Bedwars didn't. It was easy. Protect your bed and destroy theirs. The rules were so simple, but the strategic depth was endless. You could rush your neighbors, or stay at your base and build the biggest defense, and so much more. And that made Bedwars the perfect casual experience. This accessibility created a massive explosion on YouTube. Creators weren't just showing off their PvP and bridging skills. They were making videos with their friends, inventing crazy challenges, traps, and strategies. Those were the times Bedwars was genuinely fun. Thanks to it being new and relaxing, people weren't sweating the game, and because of that, the skill gap was very small. So anyone could hop on the game and enjoy it. As time went on, players started mastering advanced mechanics. They trained insane bridging techniques like speed bridging, god bridging, and moonwalking. This was the exact moment the skill gap began to tear the community apart. It wasn't just about bridging. People spent hours grinding PvP mechanics, bow aiming, block clutching, and practicing fast bed defenses. At first it wasn't that bad. You would occasionally run into someone 10 times better than you. But it was rare. Then everything changed. The skill gap expanded exponentially. Sweats and tryhards weren't in every 10th game anymore. They were in every single lobby. Half of the players in your game were suddenly playing like their lives depended on it. Casual fun was dead. The relaxing game people fell in love with became frustrating, brutal, and annoying. Beginners stood absolutely no chance. Either you become a tryhard yourself or you quit. But a massive skill gap wasn't the only problem. It brought with it something even much worse: extreme toxicity. Sweatier players constantly trash talk players worse than them. If the toxicity and the massive skill gap didn't push the players away, 2021 definitely did. This was the year the cheater epidemic reached its absolute peak. Suddenly, hackers were in almost every single game, flying across the map, using kill aura and god bridging with zero setup. It single-handedly ruined the entire gameplay experience. You might wonder, how could a server as massive as Hypixel let this happen? The answer is simple. Throughout 2021 and 2022, Hypixel and other major servers suffered from severe anti-cheat weaknesses. Exploiting these gaps was incredibly easy, making hacking accessible to almost anyone. This massive wave of cheaters triggered a lot of players leaving, and Bedwars player count began to go down fast. But the final nail in the coffin wasn't just the cheaters, it was Stagnation. Bedwars already had all its core features, which meant major updates completely stopped. As time went on, the game became incredibly repetitive and boring. Every game felt identical. Rush your neighbors, secure middle, and clean up the remaining beds. Sure, we get occasional limited time items for Halloween, Christmas, and more, but it wasn't enough. The hype was gone and the player count just kept going down. To this day, Bedwars technically still has an active player base, and the numbers aren't even that small. You can still log on and find the game within seconds. But the true spirit of the game and its status as an absolute icon of Minecraft history are long gone. The community simply grew up, the players got older, and a lot of the legendary YouTubers who built their careers on this game eventually moved on, or quit entirely. At the same time, Minecraft trends shifted towards different styles of content, like massive SMP videos. But even though the golden era is over, we can't forget the impact this game had. Bedwars literally raised an entire generation of Minecraft players, shaped the PvP scene, and gave us countless unforgettable memories with our friends. For that reason alone, we should always be thankful that we got to experience it for as long as we did. Guys, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I truly appreciate every bit of support from you, so please let me know your thoughts or tips for future videos down in the comments. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.